So we are way past simple chatbots now, right? The new frontier, especially for businesses, is the autonomous AI agent. We're talking software that can actually do things for you. But as this whole world just explodes, we're seeing two very, very different paths emerge, especially when you're talking about something as critical as your Google Ads budget. And yeah, that really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? The idea of having an AI employee just working for you 24/7 it's incredibly tempting. But as we're about to find out, not all AI agents are created equal. And handing one the keys to your ad spend, well, that's a decision you've got to think through really carefully. All right, so let's dive into the first path. This is the one that's getting all the buzz on places like GitHub and developer forums. This is the world of do-it-yourself open source AI. We're going to call it the raw agent. Now, a big name in this space is a tool called Moltbot. You might have seen it before under its old name, Clawdbot. The key thing to get here is that this is software you download, you install, and you run yourself on your own computer. It is not some cloud service you just log into. And you can totally see why this is so tempting. I mean, these tools, they often look harmless, even kind of friendly. This little guy was actually the mascot for Clawdbot. For a developer, this is the dream, right? Total freedom, total control to build a custom AI assistant from scratch. I mean, the appeal is obvious, isn't it? There's no monthly fee. You just pay for whatever API you use. You have absolute, total control to customize it however you want, and it all runs right there on your own machine. For a developer with some time on their hands, it sounds like an amazing project. But, and this is a huge but, here's the flip side. That total control, it comes with total responsibility. You know, when you're the one building the car from parts, you're also the one responsible for making sure the engine works, the brakes work, and you've installed seatbelts. There are absolutely no safety nets unless you build them yourself. So what does total responsibility actually mean when you're hooking up an AI to your live advertising account with your company credit card attached? Well, it pretty much boils down to three very specific and, I gotta say, very dangerous risks. I love this analogy because it just hits you, right? The AI agent has all the power in the world to slam on the accelerator, but it has absolutely zero real-world driving experience. The potential for a really, really expensive crash is just enormous. Okay, so let's talk about the first big, scary risk, something called the hallucination loop. A raw agent like this doesn't actually understand marketing. It's just a large language model that's incredibly good at following instructions, even if those instructions are terrible. And here's exactly how this thing can just torture money, fast. You might tell it something simple like, hey, get more clicks, thinking that sounds like a good goal. But since it has zero marketing logic, the agent might interpret that as win every single ad auction no matter the cost. And before you know it, it's bidding €50 for a single click on a totally irrelevant keyword. It's doing what you told it to do, but it's driving you right off a financial cliff. All right, risk number 2. This one is a big deal: security. When you decide to host this tool yourself, you basically become your own IT security department. And this opens you up to all kinds of nasty threats like prompt injection, where a bad actor can actually trick your AI into doing things you never, ever intended. You know, out of the box, these things can accidentally leave administrative ports wide open to the entire internet. Even worse, some community-made plugins could be malicious, designed to steal your API keys and get full access to your accounts. All of a sudden, this AI isn't just a risk to your ad budget, it's a security risk to your entire business. And the third risk, this one's a little more on the techie side, but it's just as scary. It's the fact that these raw agents often work by literally controlling your web browser. They mimic your mouse clicks and your typing. Think about how brittle that is. It's just a house of cards, really. If Google's design team decides to move a button just 5 pixels to the left in their next update, your entire automation could just break. The agent gets stuck in a loop or crashes, but in the background, your ad budget is still draining away completely unsupervised. Okay, so after hearing all of that, you might be thinking, wow, this whole AI agent thing is a total nightmare. But that brings us to the second path, what we're calling the managed strategist. And this right here is the perfect way to think about the other path. Instead of a do-it-yourself kit that you have to bolt together and just hope works, this is a professionally built, tested, and maintained machine that's designed to do one job and do it really, really well. And I mean, you can see the difference right away. This is not a command line in a black terminal window. A tool like Aimey, which is a great example of a managed strategist, gives you this polished, guided experience. You get a simple, no-code setup and a really clear dashboard to see how things are going, because it's a product, not a project. So this basically just goes down the list and solves every single one of those risks we just talked about. Instead of that scary hallucination loop, you get strategic intelligence built in. Instead of being dependent on a fragile browser, you get API-first stability, a direct, rock-solid connection. And instead of you trying to be a security expert, you get an enterprise-grade, SOC 2 compliant platform. Okay, so let's put these two side by side. It's time for the head-to-head comparison. When you lay it all out like this, the choice becomes, well, pretty obvious.
I mean, the difference is just night and day, isn't it? On one side, you have got hours, maybe days of coding, a super high-risk system you have to manage yourself with zero built-in marketing smarts. And on the other side, you've got a 5-minute no-code setup, a friendly chat interface, and a professionally secured platform that comes pre-trained with the marketing strategy you actually need.
So, at the end of the day, this isn't really just a tech decision. This is about how you choose to spend your most valuable resource as a business owner. And that asset, the thing you have the least of, is your focus. It's your time, your attention, your energy. Where you decide to put that focus is what ultimately determines how fast your business can grow. Look, those open source tools, they feel free, right? But they have this giant hidden cost. Every single hour you spend debugging a Python script or worrying about a security vulnerability is an hour you are not spending on sales or improving your product or talking to your customers. That opportunity cost is incredibly real. And that really brings us to the final question you have to ask yourself. When a single mistake by an unsupervised AI could accidentally delete your best campaign or burn through thousands of dollars of your ad budget in an hour, what is the true cost of taking that risk? And how does that compare to investing in a tool that's actually built to protect you from it?